I want to empower women to do it from a place of love
Yeah.
for yourself, for your body, for your children, for your grandchildren. Like, I think we focus on just the wrong motivators. And you said that, like, I want to be on the floor with my grandbabies. And I think everyone wants that. And that's that's the long haul, right? That's focusing on things for the long haul. Those are lifestyle changes. And I think we're more likely to do the dull, boring lifestyle when we focus on long term versus trying to do the short, fad, extreme when we're focused on the short term.
Welcome to Overwhelmed to Overcomer podcast with coach, encourager, and strategist Anna McLaughlin. If you're a Christian woman who has big dreams rooted in an even bigger God, but most days those dreams feel completely out of reach, trust me, I get it. As a homeschooling mama of 4, entrepreneur, investor, and all-around wearer of many hats, I am right there with you. And yet the Lord invites us to live out our God-given purpose now in the midst of the madness. So let's explore together how we can know our calling and walk in it today with clarity, with courage, with each other. It's time for you to live the life you love and love the life you live. Let's do this thing.
Hello and welcome to Overwhelmed to Overcomer. We have part 2 with Katrina Riffle. We are going to lean into this conversation of stewardship, fueling our bodies, taking good care of our sweet vessels that the Lord has given us. Katrina, friend, thank you for being here.
And thank you so much for having me back a second
Yes,
time.
a second time right in a row. I don't think I've ever done like part 1, part 2 right in a row like this, but you're special and this conversation is special. And
I appreciate it.
it's important in January. It's important all year long. You know that one of the core values of this podcast is stewardship. This idea of the Lord's given us something, and may we use it well to do what we're called to do, which is ultimately it boils down to glorifying Him and enjoying Him forever. So
Yes.
we thought we were just going to have one podcast conversation, and then we got to the end, and we were like, oh, we didn't touch on all this other stuff.
Yes.
So I just want to say briefly, for those of you that didn't listen to the last conversation, it was about how we can strengthen our bodies so that we have vitality for the long haul, for the decades. Katrina has a gym that's local to roughly Waxhaw, North Carolina, outside of Charlotte. It's worth the drive. It's worth getting plugged in if you're at all in the area. That said, even if you're not, still tune into this conversation because you can follow them. I don't know whether it's out yet or not, but there will be or are virtual options for exercise.
Yes.
One of the two.
At some point, hopefully.
Yes. And your
One foot in
content,
front of the other right now.
right, exactly,
We're getting
exactly.
there.
Build it strong. And your social media stuff is so clarifying and helpful and encouraging. So follow along because these principles are so important. So even though we're talking from the perspective of this gym is really rooted in, you tell me if I've got this right,
Yeah.
it's rooted
Yeah.
in a deeper philosophy that we can
Yeah.
all carry with us in different ways. So we talked a little bit about the strength piece last time. I know we probably missed a bunch. If your husband
Yeah.
Darren were listening, he'd be like, and this and this and this.
Oh, for sure. He did. He was like, you didn't answer that. And I'm like, okay, well.
Thanks. That's exactly what
That's
I want to hear.
For those who don't know, my husband and I are like a really good dynamic duo. He's very brilliant when it comes to exercise. I can hold my own,
Yes.
but I'm better on the wellness, nutrition piece. He can hold his own.
Yeah.
So I felt like we talked all about his piece last time.
Yes.
And then we got to the end of it, and I'm like, oh man, I didn't even talk about nutrition, and
Yeah.
that's my area.
Yeah.
So yeah,
So take us there. We were going to start off with kind of just like, let's touch the philosophy of the gym. And from
yeah,
there, kind of dig into this nutrition piece that I feel like a lot of us find really confusing because there's so many
rightfully so,
theories. So
rightfully
like,
so.
so take us there. What is
Yeah.
the philosophy?
So we were talking last time about, when we built this gym, what we're doing different, like what sets us apart from other gyms, and like just like our philosophy. And we talked a lot about um not feeling like exercise needs to be punishing or like extremely taxing, exhausting. Like it doesn't have to be heavy cardio. Like we really should be focusing on strength training. That was the last episode, if anyone didn't catch that. But the second and additional parts of like our philosophy and what we are like really passionate about educating people on is overall wellness, right? Like I feel like the fitness industry a lot of times is like eat less, do more. Like that's been the overarching theme for like the last 20 years of nutrition. And then you like are absolutely right. Like there's so much noise. I think this is a field that probably has the most noise of any field. And do I eat this? Do I eat that? This is bad. This is bad for you. Is this
Mhm.
good for you? Should I be fasting? There's just so many nuances and so many opinions, to be honest,
Yeah.
and research to back up all the things. So we're really passionate about kind of like blocking out the noise and like let's get to the roots of like what creates health, right? Because at the end of the day, you're not going to move the way you want, you're not going to look the way you want if you're not healthy.
Yeah.
And everything else is a shortcut. It's a diet, it's a fad, it's something you're not going to be able to stick with, right? So we're just like, let's cut all that out. Yes, there's some nuances with, certain things, like fasting being one of them, but um, we try to simplify it. And there's also so many other factors, and these are things we always try to address, like sleep, stress management. We all hear these things and it sounds catchy. Circadian rhythm, that's a huge one, right? Getting outside and sunlight, getting real vitamin D without putting on sunglasses, sunscreen, the things that we put in our body, on our bodies. Like we don't have to be perfect. We don't have to do all the things, but knowledge is power, right? So it's just bringing some things to light where we can maybe make different choices as consumers to support our overall well-being and health. These are all things that play in to fitness and wellness in our minds, right? It's not just show up, get your workout, count your calories and be on your merry way.
Yeah.
Um,
Okay. So you said a lot just then. You said circadian rhythms, what we put on our bodies, what we put in our bodies. You talked about sunlight without sunscreen and sunglasses, letting in the real vitamin D. Okay. So if we were to kind of put a category around all of this, what is it? What's our guiding principle?
so it's really just wellness. And like my consideration is always like, how was our body designed by God to function? And I always, if I'm not sure of something, like I really have to sit with that and take it back to like, what does God think about this? Or how does he say our bodies should be? And I use that a lot to think through like, what is true wellness? How are our bodies designed to be? Because our bodies are so, so incredible, so wonderful. The things that they can do, the things that they are capable of if we give it the right things, the things it's supposed to have. And a lot of these things in our world are not things that God intended for our bodies. So a lot of times, yeah, you have to kind of just take it back to like, take it way back. Like some of, modern day inventions are incredible and they're life saving and they're wonderful. But when we're talking about the body, it's an intricate woven design, and what you do in this one part of your body or your life affects so many other parts of our bodies and our life. So it's not as easy as just counting calories and exercise to be healthy, right? And we all know that well enough. Like we know stress can wreak havoc, and we know we don't feel good when we don't sleep. Like we know a lot of the basics, but I don't think sometimes we realize maybe our own patterns or or how it affects us in like a greater way. But I would say, yeah, just our body, our when given the right input.
And you cut just a second, so say again, our bodies are what?
Incredible machines when given the right inputs.
So what you're saying, I had kind of a realization maybe within the past decade, and it sounds kind of like what you're saying. So tell me if I've got it right. One of the things that I really noticed in when I was more kind of I don't know, before I became really crunchy, I'll just say it that way.
Yeah.
Before I became really holistic, was that
Yeah.
there were these subtle messages of my body is inherently broken and wrong, and I need to buy something to fix it. And so I think about like sunscreen or even the natural order, not even beyond our bodies. The natural order is inherently wrong and we need protection from it. So like I think about the sunscreen piece of like sun equals bad.
Yeah.
Sun's going to give you cancer. And then we slather ourselves with a carcinogenic, a
Right.
cancer causing
Yes.
sunscreen, you know, and I'm,
The
and
irony.
right. And everything in moderation, as far as like, that doesn't mean if I've been living indoors for all of winter that I go out to the beach and lay out in the heat of the day for 10 hours. I will
Right.
burn. But that
Yes.
there's this idea of, um, you know, my body actually, these things that I think I need to run away from can actually be the problems in and of themselves. And meanwhile, someone's kind of lining their pockets by fixing a problem that's not really there.
Yes.
So,
Yes.
so when I flip the script to go, yes, this world is fallen. Yes, we're broken. We don't have broken in the sense of brokenness of like not complete outside of Christ. But that what God made, he called it good. He called creation good. He called us very good. And so I love what you're saying, this honor of the body, of like, there's something, this system was designed to work.
Yeah.
So did I catch it? Like, is that kind of what you're
Yes.
talking about? Okay.
Yes. Exactly. And that's it. And then even just going further with that and just how we view our bodies, like you touched on that. And that's another thing I'm super passionate about is women really just revering and having respect for our incredible bodies. Like we're so quick to tear down every small thing that isn't just the way we want it to be, right? Instead of viewing it as this wonderful thing and stewarding the good, stewarding our bodies in the best way we know how, right? Like not everything is in our control, right? I know a lot of people who would like to lose weight and they're exercising and they're eating well, and it's just like we can control what we can control
Yeah.
to the best of our ability, and at some point you just have to trust like your body will also work for you. And I feel like a lot of times we do focus on the superficial like aesthetic side
Mm-hmm.
of health and
Yes.
have that be the end all be all when it's not. There's a lot of really ripped shredded people out there that are not the epitome of health.
Mm.
So it's not always what it seems.
Mm-hmm.
You can be shredded, but that doesn't make you healthier. And that's a message that we try to drive home. Is like, listen, you don't need to have a six pack. Like that does not equal health. It does not equal your body moving well. It does not equal a lot of times sleeping well, having great energy. So a lot of what we do is just almost like a paradigm shift for people of focusing on the right things, like trying to shut off the noise of what the world says should be important to us and what we should be shooting for, and focusing on other things like weight. Like I hate the scale, the the number on the scale is a measurement tool. It is not really indicative of anything, but
Oh, tell me about that. It's not indicative of anything. Tell me that.
it's not. Like, so we, in our gyms, we just got, which I love, I wish we would have gotten it when we first opened, we got an in-body scanner, which does give you your weight, but it breaks down your body fat percentage, your skeletal mass, your water hydration at like a cellular level. It really like breaks down, because we've all seen the pictures of a 150-pound woman, right? 150 pounds on this side, and she's soft and has fat, and then she gets lean and she's still 150 pounds,
Yes.
but she looks totally different, right?
Mm-hmm.
That's a perfect example, and we've all seen that, of where weight doesn't really necessarily matter. It's the amount of muscle that we have that really dictates how our bodies look. You know, when people say, I want to be, Darren and I used to get so like annoyed, but you know, I want to be toned, but I don't want to be bulky. You know, this is like a famous line from women being trainers for a really long time. I want to be toned, but I don't want to be bulky. And just like, you know, I'm going to do bar, whatever, for long, lean muscles. And it's like a muscle is a muscle.
Yeah.
You don't change the muscle. Like how you gain muscle is going to be different than how I gain muscle, right? Your bone
Yeah.
lengths are different. Like we're built differently.
So when somebody says, I want to be toned, but I don't want to be bulky, there is that kind of like, here's what I want my body to look like. Here's what I want the result to be, as opposed to being focused on, I want to be strong, whatever that looks like for my body.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay.
And toned is muscle.
Yeah.
Toned is muscle. That's all that is. Like you can see your muscle, and you have to do that, you know, there's with strength training.
Yeah.
And nutrition, right? Like good nutrition. If you have a lot of fat covering it, you might have muscle, you can't see it.
Mm-hmm.
And a little bit of fat is fine. I mean, it's okay to have body fat.
Yeah.
Yeah. But yes.
Well, and I feel like the millennial moms were raised on like the heroin chic look. And so
yes.
that was, you know, to me still it's like that's the look, right? That's what you go for.
Do you know what is so funny? Somebody shared, it was really good. Somebody shared it was like, it's going around social media, but it was like talking about um was body shaming in the early 2000s really that bad? And then it was a ton of video clips of like American Idol, whatever, all these things, and they're like, well, you're just too fat, you don't have the look. There was like so many clips, Howard Stern, and it's just like how candid we were talking about women's bodies and what they look like, and that they needed to be skinnier. I mean, these women looked great.
Yeah.
Great. But they weren't heroin thin. So
yeah, it was
too
I mean,
fat.
Kate Moss, like literally
Yes.
that was like the standard of beauty. So
Yeah.
I think in some ways, like, you know, a friend of mine was talking about how she'd worked so hard to stay thin during her younger years, and, you know, even as a young wife and all of that, and how unwell she was because like she was just stressed all the time, and then and I
Yes.
really want to make sure we talk about the under eating piece, because you're blowing my mind.
Yes.
You and I have talked about that offline, and I really want to bring it
Yeah.
to all of you who are listening. But she talked about how important it was for her to gain some weight, but I can't remember why. Like why might it be healthier for some of us listening to put on, I mean, are we adding fat? Are we just focusing on like, because you want us to eat more. Talk to me about that. I want to
Right.
understand.
Yeah. Yeah. So really, in my experience in my field, I think we get this misconception of people that are overweight are eating Ho-Ho's, Little Debbie's, and McDonald's all the time, right?
Mm-hmm.
So you need to exercise and you need to eat less.
Yeah.
And in my experience, I am finding more often than not, men and women, but you know, especially women, are under eating. And then we've already covered the like doing too much kind of thing, like women that are exercising or thinking, you know, they have to do so much. But
Mm-hmm.
overall, women are under eating. It's not that they're overeating, and women are being overweight and not having the body they want from under eating. So,
Oh, no, I mean, like, can I just pause to say, whoa? Like,
yeah, I know. And listen, someone will battle me. There is a whole camp of people out there that it is calories in versus calories out.
mm-hmm.
Not
Well, and
really,
that's,
because I have a client with a BMR of 1400 who's been eating 1500 calories for 5 years, and she's overweight. The math
what
ain't
it,
mathin'.
what does that mean? What does that mean though? What's BMR and what's the ideal
Yep.
calorie target?
Yep. So your BMR is your basal metabolic rate, okay?
Hey, friend, are you looking for a peaceful getaway where you can just breathe? A backdrop to your next hilarious girls' weekend? Or the destination for that crazy family trip? If so, our family would be honored to host you at our sweet retreat, Just Like Paradise. Located a block from the beach in beautiful family and dog-friendly Oak Island, our home is perfect for families, group retreats, or even a solo or couples getaway. You know you need it. After years of praying over this home and asking others to do the same, peace is just baked into the walls. From the Three Seasons back porch to the fire pit, from the hot tub to the kids' room fully stocked with all the games, we've thought of everything to give you just the getaway you've been looking for. Simply send me a text at 704-810-1181 to skip the fees and enjoy an additional 10% discount on your next stay. Just mention the podcast. I've got you covered. We can't wait to host you at Just Like Paradise.
What does that mean though? What's BMR and what's the ideal calorie target?
Yep. So your BMR is your basal metabolic rate, okay? And it is the amount of calories that whatever your number is that you burn if you were to be on like bed rest all day. It's your bodily functions, right? To pump blood, to run your organs, to grow hair, to regenerate skin, like all the bodily processes. If you were to take out movement and just sit there, it's the amount of calories your body needs to do those things.
Okay.
In general, most women are somewhere between, and it depends, you have to be very petite to be lower than this, but usually around 13 to like 1600. Okay. You got like a 300 calorie range, and that's dependent upon your weight, your muscle mass, your height, all those things play into that, right? And there's like very intelligent machines that read these numbers. So if a woman is burning 1400 calories at rest, but she's been eating a 1500 calorie diet to lose weight for an extended amount of time, like, listen, you're burning more than 100 calories walking around your house, going to and from places, putting dishes away, folding laundry, carrying kids, add in exercise, add in like if you're walking, add in if you have a physical job, even if you sit at a desk, like you still are burning a lot more than you think with your up and down and getting this and that. Like obviously not as much as an active person, but you are now under eating for what your body needs. Like our bodies want to be happy.
Yes.
They don't want to be underfed.
Yeah.
So if your body is needing 2200 calories a day to run its functions and you are like never eating that much, it downgrades our metabolism. It downgrades our hormones. Okay. And you're not giving your body enough fuel to do all the things it wants to do. You're opening the door for health issues. You're opening the door for a sluggish metabolism. It's not doing anything for your health. So people want to come in and immediately be like, oh, you want to lose weight, just cut calories. And it's like, wait. What have you been doing? What have you been eating? If you've been grossly under eating, the reality is you need to increase what you're eating so that you're eating what your body burns, right? So you're matching your input output. Like that, we call that like homeostasis, right? That's where your body wants to be.
Okay, so and first I just want to say, so my brother's a doctor, and that's literally what he got taught in medical school. And so it's like I just want to vouch for that. Of like at least 20 some odd years ago, that was the message to all the doctors: calories in versus calories out is how you lose weight. And which of course also has the oddity of we're not talking about what types of food people are consuming.
It's like, yes, in a perfect world, that is the case, right?
Yeah.
And it does make sense until it doesn't, right?
Right.
It doesn't make sense at a point. And like these women that I'm working with, they're like, well, I'm not hungry. And I'm like, well, no, you're not hungry.
Yeah.
Take it back to our first conversation. God made our bodies incredibly.
Yes.
Do you think it would make any sense for hunter-gatherers to be walking around not able to function because they're just so starving all the time? Like, no, their bodies down regulate. Like, of course they got starving, but like
Yeah.
they were able to function with less because their bodies got adapted to that. Like those hormones quieted. They weren't walking around being like, oh, I'm starving 2 hours after a meal.
Yeah.
That's our first world problems now. It's our
Yeah.
modern problems. But like, no, our bodies are smart, so it down regulates those hunger hormones. And you don't feel them as much, right? Because your body's like, we're only going to get 1,500 calories. We would love to be having 2,200, but you do that over time and your body starts to be like, okay, this is what we're doing, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
We're
Oh, yeah,
down
that's right.
regulating
Like
everything.
our body's always trying to find a way to equilibrium, even if it's
Yes.
an suboptimal equilibrium, is what I hear you saying.
Yes.
Okay. Okay. So then
Yes.
take me there. Here's someone who's the math isn't mathing. She's got a BMR of 1,400. She's only eating
Yep.
1,500. So basically,
Yeah.
everything she's doing other than simply existing on the planet is supposed to be fueled with 100 calories a day, which is not enough.
Correct.
And she's carrying weight. So
Yes.
first of all, why is she carrying weight? And second of all, what's the next step for her to be healthier, whatever that looks like?
Yeah. Well, and it's not a linear answer for anyone. Like, what's their history been with exercise and eating? Did they overeat for a long time and then they got healthy and they did it by dieting because they were overeating
Yeah.
and now they've been dieting for X amount of time? Like, there's so many like nuanced things, but like our bodies store fat when they can store fat. Like our bodies, burning fat is not a priority for our body. Like your hormones are the priority. Like functioning through your day is a priority. So like burning fat gets downgraded in like the priorities of our body when we're not taking in enough calories.
Ooh,
And
can I ask you one thing? Because you just made me think of
yeah,
something. Now I'm nerding
yeah.
out. Okay. I
Don't
heard
nerd out too much. I hate science.
I can't science, but I can get excited about the thing I heard somewhere that I can't remember where.
Okay.
But I heard something that was kind of like fat is actually our body's protective mechanism to protect the core organs and systems from toxins. What are your thoughts on that? Is that related to this, where if we have a high toxic load, that the fat might actually be like partially just protecting us because our detox pathways aren't working? Could that be related?
Yeah, so that's that second part of like where I'm talking about like what we put on our body or in our bodies. Like
Yeah.
our
Okay.
systems get overloaded and it affects our liver, which our liver is highly tied to our metabolic process. Like all of these fat burning processes are intertwined in our body. And so, like, if we're overburdening our liver with all of these toxins, then it can't process and send hormones to where they need to go. It's again becomes very sciencey, and
Yeah.
I am not. I know enough, but I'm not like cannot teach the science of it.
Yeah. Yeah.
But it's basically not allowing hormones, insulin, everything, cortisol, all of these processes happen within our body. So when we're not rested or we are taking in so many toxins, it malfunctions. It clogs up our system. Like that's like the best
Okay.
way to say it. It's like it does clog up our system, and we're actually seeing a lot of sluggish livers, which there's a whole camp of people believing that like truly um perimenopause and menopause was not intended to be as debilitating as what it is, but our bodily systems are so off because of our food supply, and it doesn't even have the nutrients in it that it used to have, and we're exposed to so much blue light and uh, you know, all these, small things of the modern world that compound greatly and affect the way our bodies run. You talk about medications. It's like
Yeah.
most people are on several medications. Like
Yeah.
there's a time and place, but those things also throw off our bodily process. Like when you've taken a medication, like rest assured that it is causing a problem in another part of our bodies. Like you still have to recover from that medication. So overall, like the ways that our bodies are supposed to function aren't really even happening anymore. So we are seeing metabolic dysfunction because of these things, and it is causing fat gain.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay, so someone's sitting here and going, okay, I'm probably under eating. I still don't look the way I want to look. I know that movement's important, but like I one of the things I think, and I know this for myself, I mean, you've walked with me in my own, just growth of like finding a gym I love, which is so exciting, and but really having struggled for decades with, I know movement's important, but kind of like either I'm thrashed and exhausted or it's not working. And so I feel like one of the things that I know for my own self, but then also I'm positive that my people are in the same boat, is that there's this story of like, I've tried all the things and nothing's working. And so talk to that woman who's sitting there and going, I know I need to shift, but I've tried all the things and nothing's working. What would you say to her?
Yeah, I mean, gosh, that phrase.
Right.
It's one, it's not that people aren't having the good intentions, right? It is a problem of so much information out there. Like what is all the things? That's the problem, is like people have done all the things. When I talk to women, oh, I've done Weight Watchers, I've done Optavia, I've done the cabbage soup diet or whatever. I don't know. There's so many things. It's like, but like, have we tried just sustainable life changes, moving, eating well? We know, let's be honest, we all know what it means to eat well. We know what whole foods are. We know how to eat higher protein. That is something I know we're all like, oh, protein. Someone sent me one of my members, one of my clients, and one of our members sent me a meme the other day. They were like, it was like, I was never peer pressured back in like the dare days about drugs the way I am pressured about eating protein in my mid 40s. I'm like, it's so true.
That's so true.
But there is truth into eating whole quality protein foods. But like we all generally know what things are hurting us, and it's like sometimes we just try to get so fancy with like this and that, and it's like just eat real whole foods, sleep, drink water, get some sort of movement, whatever exercise, right? Like, yes, we fully believe that strength training is the way, the truth, and the life. I'm joking.
All lowercase letters, but yes.
yes. But like truly, like there's plenty of healthy people that do other forms of exercise. Find something you love, okay?
Yes.
Get sunshine, get outside, get fresh air. And like it's simple, right?
Yeah.
Start taking a look at the ingredients in your food, the ingredients in your lotion, the ingredients in your cleaning stuff. Like just be mindful and aware. Like we can't be perfect, right? We're limited by funds, we're limited by availability, but like make the changes we can to live healthier, to live more purely, right? If we think back to like, okay, how would God intend us to eat and live? That doesn't mean you don't ever eat pizza. Like we're super real. I'm not about restriction. Like that's never our message. Like we eat and do the things we do so that we can be balanced. And it's like, we don't have to be in our head about it. And I think women a lot of times are, right? Oh, I fell off my diet, or I had a cheat meal. I hate that word. Cheat meal. Like what do you cheat?
It's so pejorative.
Anything.
It's like a negative already, instead of just enjoying it and being like, love the chocolate cake. Just love it.
Yes, exactly. Like eat mostly well and eat some fun things, and it like don't feel a certain way about it, right?
Mhm.
But I think we try to get so just like hard on ourselves, and we get all gung ho about something that doesn't look anything like what our normal lives look like,
Yeah.
you know? And then we fall off, and then we do that 10 times over the course, and then we're like, oh, we've tried everything. And it's like, no, you're not just do the basics.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's boring. It's boring. But if you do it for a long time, like it works.
Mhm.
Everything else is a diet or a fad or something you're not going to stick with.
Yes.
So it's like, just don't overthink it. Don't, and different things work for different people. I know people who love intermittent fasting. I know I don't do well with it. I don't think women in particular are like great candidates for it, but that's there's no blanket statements in nutrition. Like there just are not. And it's trial and error, right? If someone tells you intermittent fasting is amazing and they lost a lot of weight, that's great. You try it and you don't like it, like that's your body telling you,
Yeah.
I don't like it. And
Yeah.
that's okay, because what works for them doesn't have to work for you, right? We can't just read our favorite Instagram person's like, this is what I did, and like mimic it. We have to be able to like hone into ourselves, our own intuition. And honestly, like pray about it.
Yeah.
Ask God to show you like what's the right thing for you. If you are really like wanting to try something or do better, like the Holy Spirit cares about all the things. And if you want to steward your health, truly like seek him. There is a lot of noise in this space, and um I feel I feel bad and passionate for women because there is so much noise. I mean, it
Yeah.
overwhelms me sometimes, and I just have to put on blinders,
Yeah.
and just we got to strip it away. And I love that. Just strip it all away and like just do the basics. Just do the basics really well.
Yeah.
If you do the basics really well, you probably really don't need to worry about all these other things,
Mm. Yeah. Well,
I
I
need to
want
wear a vest when I walk. I mean, come on. No, probably not. It's not going to change your life.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, I love that. And I love this, like the couple things I hear you saying that I think are so important are, first of all, this sense of like quietness before the Lord of, okay, show me. Like, show me what's next. Because it's a lot. It's a lot to sift through, and there's a lot of different places to start. And so we're gonna do it right now because you're listening to this podcast. So, friend, I'm just inviting you to take a second, and after I finish talking, just like pause the podcast for a second. You're gonna get quiet before the Lord and just ask him, Lord, like I feel so tenderhearted saying this because Katrina, I know this is your heart for people and you just have such a beautiful way of walking this out. But just this question of, Lord, I want to take care of this vessel that you've given me. Thank you for it. I want it to last as long as you want me here, and I want to be strong and have vitality to serve well. What's next? What's one thing that I can do that you can help me be faithful in? Okay? So just pause this and ask the question. Okay. I hope you did it. It's so important. And I want to, I know we're all busy. And by the time Katrina and I are done talking, you're on to the next podcast, or the kids are screaming, or you got to go to that meeting. And so, like, do it now. Just decide now. I'll do one thing. Because, and I love this, Darren said this to me early on. He's like, I'm not about the next 2 months. I'm about like the next several years. I mean, that's why I go to the gym, is I want to be on the floor playing with my great grandchildren in
Yep.
like 40 years. Like that's what I want. I don't know if I'm going to get it, but I'm going to be, I'm going to know I did the best I could with what I had. So that piece I heard you say. The other piece that I feel like was in there by inference that I just want to pull out and highlight is like, when we're in this shoulds and not tos and kind of forum shopping of like, what are they doing? What are they doing? What are they doing? We get so dizzy, and you're kind of calling us back to our own gut, our own inner knowing, which ultimately is from the Holy Spirit, which also, and I think this part's so important, it's often missed in the health world, also includes joy. Like you were like, what do you love to do for your exercise? Do that. right? Go and be somewhere beautiful. Go do something that nourishes your soul. Play music and dance around. What really calls to your unique nature? And Michael Pollock does. He's whole food plant based is more his rhythm. So I think the protein
Mhm.
thing you would probably call that, highlight that as a contrast point. But one thing I love is he says you can eat whatever desserts you want, just make them at home.
Yep.
And what I've noticed as we've made that, not perfectly, we're headed out to buy
Yeah.
cookies for an event tonight, whatever, fine, right? But that what I think about what comes in when I make it at home. It's connection with my children. It's connection with the ingredients. It's an awareness of what's in there. Everything in there is something I can pronounce that lives in my pantry.
Yep.
It takes time. It's an investment, and then it's yes. And then it's a pleasure, right? Because we did it together and it was fun and it was a story. And my family still talks about the horrific key lime pie I made when my kids were teeny tiny for Thanksgiving one year. Awful. I made everything was from scratch, and it was in the days where there's like we're not using sugar. We're using it's like the black bean brownie era. I went through all of that. And
Yep,
Brian's
same.
line, yeah, right? Brian's line was, it's not you, it's the ingredients, right? But it's
Yeah.
but
You
now
tracking?
I tried, but it's a family legend now. It's a family
Yes.
story that literally I don't think anybody was. Cora was probably like 3 or 4 at the time, right? So nobody's big enough to actually have been there or even lived it, but now it's this story. And if I bought key lime pie from the store, nobody would even remember that's what we had 10 years
Yeah.
later, you know?
And I love that point. I had someone, over Christmas and the holidays, like someone brought us cookies. They're like, I don't even know if you guys eat cookies because you're so healthy. And we had that exact conversation. I was like, there is actually nothing in a homemade cookie made with good ingredients that is unhealthy. Obviously, you wouldn't eat a million of them,
Yeah.
but that's totally different than like a store-bought processed cookie. And it's that shift of like there's actually a lot of nourishing things you can put into a homemade treat. That's a great point that I think some people don't connect because again, we're taught calories, sugar is
Yes.
inherently bad. And I disagree with both.
Yeah.
Um,
Yeah.
so that's a great, great point. And that's another good point in general is just cooking,
Yes.
making your food at home.
Yeah.
It's it is a necessity for health. Like I will say that. Yes, you can find healthier options in a pinch, but you cannot sidestep cooking if you want to achieve vitality and health. Or
Mm,
unless you have a very hefty budget and can purchase, you know, meals from someone that has made them, which is a great
yeah.
shortcut for people that are very busy if they
Mhm.
can allocate the funds to that. But
Yeah.
yep.
Okay. Okay. So I wanna pull it together. So what I'm hearing is our bodies were made well, they were made to function and they want to function, but they'll find an equilibrium wherever they find themselves, whatever we give them. And so if you're feeling stuck, nourishment, movement, hydration, rest, giving time to the vessel, making meals from home, connection,
Yeah.
joy, and and the invitation is just take one principle, one concept, one place to stretch. I loved we had a challenge at your gym in November, December of like hydration and movement and all these different things. And the hydration one I thought was so brilliant. It was drink 12 ounces of water in the morning.
Yep.
And it was like, oh my gosh, now I'm not thinking about it all day long. I'm just like kickstarting the thing, pounding the water, and then like if I do more, which I probably will because now I've primed the pump, then that's great. But I've already like ticked the box. And
Yep.
I love how you created that win. It was such a
Yeah.
gift.
Just
Mhm.
small little things to bring awareness, right? We don't have to reinvent the wheel of our lives, but just one small thing a season that you can implement.
I love it.
Yeah.
So, okay, I know there's so much more. Any final word of encouragement you would give to that woman who's like, I want to do something?
I want to empower women to do it from a place of love
Yeah.
for yourself, for your body, for your children, for your grandchildren. Like, I think we focus on just the wrong motivators. And you said that, like, I want to be on the floor with my grandbabies. And I think everyone wants that. And that's the long haul, right? That's focusing on things for the long haul. Those are lifestyle changes. And I think we're more likely to do the dull, boring lifestyle when we focus on long term versus trying to do the short, fad, extreme when we're focused on the short term.
Oh, it's so good. Okay. So tell me this last thing. People, we know about the exercise thing. We know we need to follow social media if we don't happen to live in Waxhaw. But I mean, maybe we all move to Waxhaw. I mean, Katrina and I were talking
Come
about
on,
that just today.
come on. We would love a bigger space. Come on, everyone.
Come on over. On the nutrition side,
Yeah,
do you coach people with nutrition?
I do. Right now, I've done everyone in person, but even my in-person people we meet online. It is something I've taken a break from, but since we opened the gym, I'm back into it, and I'm truly finding my fire and love in it. And I really do feel like the Lord is revealing in me that this is a purpose that He's given me. So that I have 4 children. I still have littles. I'm limited in the people that I take, but absolutely something that I plan on growing as time goes. And if anyone is interested, I'm fine if you put my information. I would love, even just if anyone wants to message me and just ask a couple questions, like directional questions. It's my heart. I love it. I'll help people as much as I can in the time that I have. So
I love it. And this has been
be more
such a
than
help.
happy.
Thank you, Katrina. Thank you for being here. You're such a gift.
Yes. Thank you for having me back.
I know. We'll do it again. There's more we didn't cover,
Yeah,
I'm sure.
what else we got? Oh, thank you.
How to build
so
a
much.
business in the midst of the madness.
Yes. That's
All
all
of
good.
it.
I love it.
All of it. It's so good. All right. So thank you, friend, for being here. Choose one thing, just one, and just decide it's who you are now. You're the woman who drinks water. You're the woman who rests. You're the woman who moves her body. You're the woman who eats nourishing foods, who takes the time to cook. And just start with one day. If one day a week, Monday nights I cook dinner, whatever it is, just start little. It's going to expand. As always, you've got this because He's got you.
Friend, thank you so much for listening to this most recent episode of Overwhelmed to Overcomer. So listen, the whole idea behind this mission is that when we endeavor to be brave with our lives, we need to do it together. Belonging is key. So if you resonated with the message from this episode, share it with a friend. Do it together. Thank you again, and never forget, you've got this because He's got you.